Hello? Hello? Oh, there you are. I was afraid for a moment that you had forgotten our appointment. Why, you almost scared me to death. And that won't do after all the pains I've taken to scare you. You remember me, don't you? I'm your host on behalf of the makers of Carter's Pills. And you're to be my guest tonight in the mysterious circle of the inner sanctum. Come in, friends, won't you? Thank you. Take that chair by the fire. Good. And you'll become accustomed to the dim lights in a moment. Don't get too comfortable, because we'll have you out of that chair with thrills and chills, shivers and quivers. You're on our side, aren't you? You'd better be. But don't worry. Instead of the arch criminals haunting us, we're going to haunt them. We're going to scare the daylights out of them. Yes. Welcome, then, friends. Welcome to the mysterious circle of the inner sanctum. And listen to as weird and strange a tale as ever was told. The amazing death of Mrs. Putnam. The night is dismal. A light shines uncertainly in the room of a large, gloomy mansion. Suddenly, a sobbing, hysterical woman slams the door shut, rushes to the telephone.
Get the police, quick. The police. Quiet, Wolf. Oh, hurry. Please, hurry. Hello?
Hello? Police department?
This is Mrs. Putnam. You've got to save me from them. They'll kill me.
Put that telephone down.
Help! They're going to kill me. I'm being murdered.
Where are you?
Oh, they're killing me. Help!
Hello?
Hello, operator. This is Jeff Hansen, police headquarters. Trace the call that just came through to us. Hurry.
That's funny, Jeff.
Did you hear what I heard, Porky?
I sure did, unless we're both having the same dream.
Hold it, Porky. Yes? Yes, operator. Hansen, Jeff Hansen. You have? That's swell. Write this down, Porky.
Yes, sure.
Yes? The Putnam House, Maple Street. Thank you very much.
The Putnam House?
Yeah.
Say, that's the first time in centuries we've heard that name in the police department.
Come on, Porky. Someone in that house is in great danger. We've got to get there, and quickly. Put your foot all the way down on the gas.
Oh, what's all the excitement, Jeff? It's just another murder case or something. We get 'em wholesale.
Maybe you're right, Porky.
You're too jumpy lately, Jeff. What's the matter with you?
Oh, nothing. Just on edge.
You ought to get married. Then you'd have so many other troubles you wouldn't have time to think of yourself. You know, everybody should get married. At least once.
Especially you, Porky.
Oh, I'd get married tomorrow if I knew a girl who'd love me for myself alone.
Keep your eyes on the road, Miss Advice to the Lovelorn.
All right. I forgive you for the crack. Now, look, Jeff. You and me is a great detective. Only you can solve everything but the mysteries of the heart. So what does nature do? Nature endows me with the wisdom which you ain't got in that department. Ain't nature wonderful? Sending me to straighten out your amours. Now, first of all, you gotta learn to treat love light.
This is Maple Street, Porky.
Oh, okay. I'll take up the lessons in love where I left off later.
Pull up, Miss Lovelorn. Here we are. Let's go.
All right, Jeff. It's a pretty old house. Ain't exactly a haunted place, but a ghost could feel at home here.
Don't be silly. This house is fairly modern. What are you muttering about?
I'm counting the stairs. Didn't you teach me to observe everything? 7, 8.
Now remember, keep your eyes open and your mouth shut.
You know how reliable I am, Jeff.
Yeah, I do.
Yes?
We're from police headquarters.
One moment, please. You can't come in like that.
It's all right, Williamson.
Yes, Miss Lois.
Come in, please.
Thank you, miss. My name is Jeff Hansen. This is poor Ed Lamb, better known as
I'm Lois Putnam.
How you doing, Miss Putnam?
Did you say you were from police headquarters?
Yes?
That's odd. How did you find out so soon?
We had a telephone call.
From whom?
There was a woman. I believe she said her name was Putnam.
What? Oh, no. When did you get this call?
Only a few minutes ago. The woman screamed that she was being murdered. She cried out for help.
Oh, no. What in heaven's name are you talking about? My aunt is dead.
Dead?
Yes. She died 2 hours ago.
Her name was Mrs. Putnam?
Yes, Martha Putnam.
You say your aunt died 2 hours ago?
Yes.
But we received a phone call for help only 20 minutes ago.
But that's impossible. Are you sure the call came from here?
It was traced to your number. Besides, I believe the woman said her name was Mrs. Putnam. Isn't that right, Porky?
It sounded like it.
This is some idiot's idea of humor. The poor woman has been dead more than 2 hours.
Lois, you should rest. You haven't closed your eyes.
I will, Doctor. These men are from police headquarters.
Oh?
This is Dr. Holloway.
Doctor?
Detective Hanson, did you say?
Jeff Hanson. This is Ed Lamb.
Hi, Doc.
Were the police informed of your aunt's death, Lois?
They traced a strange phone call back to this house, Doctor. Somebody screamed for help.
From this house?
Yes.
Then why didn't we hear it?
Perhaps we made a mistake. However, we're forced to sort of look around. Please forgive us, Miss Putnam.
Do whatever you like.
Thank you.
Well, perhaps you'd better lie down, Lois.
I'll be all right.
Borgie, I want you to make a thorough search of the house and don't let anything go unnoticed.
You betcha.
Oh, Doctor.
Yes. Be back in a moment, Lois. What is it?
If you don't mind, Doctor,
Do you wish to ask me questions?
Please.
Quite all right.
What caused Mrs. Putnam's death?
The causes of her death were quite natural. A blood clot lodged itself in the veins of her heart. You may have heard it called coronary thrombosis.
How many members are there in the family?
Well, there's Lois and Mrs. Putnam's brother. He's very ill, and his sight is failing.
Is there anyone else?
Yes, there's Joel Adams, the gardener. He lives in the back of the garden. He and the butler have been with Mrs. Putnam for years.
Would you mind, Doctor, if I looked at Mrs. Putnam?
If you wish, just follow me.
A fascinating mystery, friends? A strange telephone call late at night. A woman screams for help, a dog barks, 2 shots ring out, and then the police dash to the house and find that the woman died of natural causes 2 hours earlier. Riddle me that, my friend. Oh, have no fear, for the day of ghost-like voices from the dead and the day of superstition is past. Or is it? We shall see. We shall see.
This way, Mr. Hanson.
Thank you. Why do you keep this door locked?
Oh, simply to avoid any scenes. They're all so high-strung.
Oh. What's the matter with your hand, Doctor?
You mean this bandage?
Hurt yourself?
Well, it's just clumsiness. While cutting some gauze, I snipped my hand. It bled rather profusely.
I'm sorry for all this inconvenience, but in my business, it's wisest to check on everything.
I understand. You wish to examine the body more thoroughly?
No. No, I don't think so. She looks rather natural for a corpse. There we go.
Yes.
May I see the butler now?
Yes, this Castle will bring him in just a few moments.
After I see him, I'd like to talk to the others, too.
Oh, you'll be tactful with Lois, won't you? She's quite broken up. She was attached to the old lady.
Of course.
Did you ring for me, Dr. Holloway? Yes, Williamson. Detective Hanson wishes to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
And now, if you'll excuse me, I'll take a look at Lois.
Quite all right, Doctor?
Excuse me.
Your name is Williamson, I gathered.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been working for Mrs. Putnam?
32 years.
A long time, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
By the way, did you hear any odd noises or screaming this evening?
No, sir.
You did hear 2 shots, though, didn't you?
No, sir.
You're not frightened, are you, Williamson?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I am. This house isn't what it seems on the outside.
Oh?
No, it's full of hatred. Everyone hated Mrs. Putnam, and she hated all of us. The Lord found vengeance. She didn't deserve to live. There wasn't a kind thought in her head.
Who killed her?
The devil took her.
Who fired those 2 shots?
Lightning struck twice.
Where is the dog?
In Hades with his mistress.
Don't think you're fooling me, Williamson, by avoiding my questions. Take me to Mr. Putnam's room.
Yes, sir. It's right here. He's very ill, though. Shall I knock?
No. No, you may go.
Yes, sir.
Who is it?
I'm sorry to intrude. Are you Mr. Putnam?
Who are you?
Detective Hanson, police headquarters.
Oh, the police, eh? What are you doing in my house?
I thought the house belonged to your sister.
It belongs to me now. What business is it of yours? Who else would you leave everything to?
Mr. Putnam, did anything unusual happen to your sister earlier this evening? I mean, has she been ill?
Cat was never ill in her life.
Would there be any reason for anyone murdering her?
Murder? I don't know. Maybe. She's hurt each and every one of us. She ruined Lois' life by sending her fiancé away many years ago. She made me into the wreck I am with her cruel tongue and her devilish disposition. She was responsible for the death of the gardener's wife long ago. Hasn't done a kind thing in her life. If she's been murdered, then I say good riddance.
Is it possible that all of you had given her cause to treat you that way?
Don't you dare say that. You stupid, foolish maniac. You didn't know her. How dare you? Get out of my room. Get out of my house. Get out of my...
I'm sorry, Mr. Putnam. I didn't mean to upset you. I'll go now.
Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
Yes, Porky?
Hey, I've been looking for you.
Yes?
Yeah, I've been all over the house. I checked on everything. 15 rooms, 19 windows, 8 beds, 3 fireplaces, and 3 bathrooms.
And nothing looked suspicious?
No. You think maybe there is some mistake, Jeff?
I don't know. A phone call being traced here is absolute. They never make a mistake. But her voice and her death almost 2 hours before we got the call makes it strange. I must confess I'm stumped.
Did you talk to everyone?
I'd like to talk to the gardener, but right now we'll pretend that everything's all right, that we made a mistake. We'll drive away and then come back later.
You mean you really ain't thoroughly convinced?
That's right, Porky. I've got a hunch that we're up against a case that's stranger than any we've ever known or heard of. Get in the car, Porky, and don't look back.
Right, Jeff.
I don't want them to think that we're even slightly suspicious. They may be watching us from the window. Throw on your lights and get the car started.
Yep.
Porky.
What, Jeff?
Don't move. Just look over there.
Where?
Right straight in the beam of the light.
Well, I don't... Oh, you mean?
In the garden. That mound of earth.
It looks kind of fresh.
Right.
Holy Mazuma. You think maybe somebody's buried under there?
We'll soon find out. Drive the car down a few blocks. We'll come back on foot and very quietly.
Jumping catfish, Jeff.
Not so loud, Porky. Don't hit the rock. Just loosen it.
How much deeper are we going to dig, Jeff?
The earth is still soft. We haven't reached what we're after.
What are we after?
We'll know soon enough.
You think the old lady might be buried here and the body in the house is somebody else?
I don't know.
Hey, Jeff.
Huh?
Jeff, I hit something firm with my shovel. Feels like a body.
All right. Don't use the shovel anymore. We'll dig with our heads. Porky, you're right. It is a body.
Yeah, it feels like it's wrapped up in a rug of some kind.
All right. Get a grip on it. We'll pull it up.
Okay.
Let's go. It's the dog.
The dog we heard barking on the phone.
Then there were shots, and that woman's voice did come from this house. They killed the dog and the woman, too.
Are you completely mystified? wondering about the strange death of Mrs. Putnam and what will happen next? Well, there's no need to be frightened. We know how old-fashioned it is to stop like this suddenly and leave you in mid-air wondering about the outcome of the story. Oh, are you in mid-air? Good. But we assure you everything will come out all right. We won't let you down. And this is as good a time as any to remind you of someone else who won't let you down. The makers of Carter's Little Liver Pills. When you don't feel good, try Carter's Little Liver Pills. They do the work of calomel, but have no calomel in them, for they are simple pills made of vegetable drugs. They wake up the flow of one of our most vital digestive juices. When this vital juice flows at the rate of 2 pints a day, it helps to digest our food and bring back the glorious feeling that goes with regularity. Then most folks feel like happy days are here again. But be sure you get the genuine Carter's Little Liver Pills. Now let's solve tonight's inner sanctum mystery. Where were we? Oh, yes. Jeff and Porky had just unearthed the body of a dog.
The dog we heard barking on the phone.
Then there were shots, and that woman's voice did come from this house. They killed the dog and the woman, too.
Oh, I just swallowed a lump that had nails on it, Jeff.
Porky, down.
What's the idea? Throw me right into...
Someone came to the window.
Yeah, but you didn't have to throw me right into the grave.
Sorry. Here, I'll help you out. They've left the window. Now, look, you stay here, Porky. I'm going in to talk to the gardener. You watch the house. I'll be right back.
Hey, you ain't gonna leave me here with this dead dog, are you?
Shh, quiet.
What do you want?
I'm from police headquarters. You better let me in.
What do you want?
I want some information about that dog that was buried in your garden.
You're crazy.
Who buried it there?
There's no dog in my garden.
Was there a dog in the house?
I don't know.
You'd better answer my questions, Mr. Adams, unless you prefer going to jail.
I don't know anything.
Who killed Mrs. Putnam?
Everybody. Everybody hated her.
What do you mean by that?
Everyone in that house wanted her to die. Her brother cursed her. Williamson might have poisoned her.
What about you?
Me? I didn't hate her anymore. She promised to leave all her money to me.
Oh? Why?
Well, it was her only sign of repentance.
Why, no other reason?
None that might be your business.
Did you hear any shots from the house this evening?
I was away.
Jeff!
What is it, Porky?
Hey, come quick, Jeff.
What's happened?
I had a brainstorm. Hurry, Jeff, hurry, come on.
You'd better not leave your house, Mr. Adams.
I'll be here.
What's up, Porky?
The windows. Huh? While I'm out here watching the house, I casually count everything. The stairs again. I count the colored bricks and the large bricks, and then I count the windows. Count them, Jeff.
What are you driving at?
Count them. Come on, walk around the house. Count them.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 14, 17, 19, 20. 20 windows. What? Great galloping ghost. 20 windows on the outside, and you said you counted...
19 on the inside.
That means that there's one window camouflaged on the inside. There must be a room within a room. Come on, Porky. We're going back inside that house. Only this time uninvited and unseen.
You think maybe the room is up around here, Jeff?
Just keep trying, Porky. Run your fingers over every inch of wall and furniture.
Yeah.
You got something?
Heart failure. I got a splinter in my finger. Why did I ever...
Shh, quiet, Porky. I think I've got it.
No kidding?
Get over here. Have your gun ready? There's a little knob here in back of the bookcase. I think it will swing the bookcase open and lead us into another room. Here goes. Look out, Porky.
Oh, you've come to kill me, but I'll kill you first. I'll kill you if you come near me.
We haven't come to kill anyone. Who are you?
I'm Mrs. Putnam.
What?
Mrs. Jeff, there's the ghost we needed to top off everything.
Light a match, Porky.
Oh, there's a candle over there, Jeff.
All right, light it and bring it over here.
Okay.
How do we know that you're telling the truth, that you are Mrs. Putnam?
Heaven knows I am. But I wish I was someone else. I've gone through so much.
If you are Mrs. Putnam, then who is the dead woman downstairs?
The dead woman?
Yes.
She's my cook. She took suddenly ill and died earlier this evening.
Your cook?
I can prove to you that I'm Mrs. Putnam.
How?
My signature. I signed a new will tonight. They forced me to will everything to them. Oh, you must believe me.
We'll check on that. Was there any shooting in the house this evening?
Yes. They shot my dog while the poor creature was trying to protect me. I called the police to help me. I thought they meant to kill me, but instead they brought me up here to face a living death.
We're the police. If you are Mrs. Putnam, then we're here to help you.
Thank heaven you don't know how they tortured me to make me write a new will.
You say the new will leaves everything to them?
Yes.
In that event, it will be a simple matter to trap them and for you to prove yourself. Have you got the old will?
No, they destroyed it.
Well, it doesn't matter. You'll tell me the contents of the old will. They'll give themselves away when they hear it read. And now, Mrs. Putnam, about those who tortured you. Who are they? I'm grateful to all of you for not objecting to my presence at the reading of this will.
Well, having you here, Detective Hanson, is best for all of us. We're really obliged to you for your kindness.
Thank you, Miss Putnam. And now, if all of you don't mind, Dr. Holloway, Mr. Putnam, Williamson, Adams, I'll be brief. Oh, Porky, wheel Mr. Putnam's chair a little closer.
Right, Jeff.
I had the courts appoint me to see that this will is made valid and legal. Now, this is it. I, Martha Putnam, being of sound mind and body, do hereby bequeath my entire fortune and all my worldly goods to Joel Adams, my gardener.
Oh, no, you've made a mistake.
Careful, Lois. What did you say, Miss Putnam?
That isn't my aunt's last will.
Lois. No, I must confess, Miss Putnam, that isn't in your aunt's last will.
Then what do you mean by reading that? My aunt left everything to me.
Please, Lois.
You're right, Lois. I did. In the will you forced me to sign.
Mrs. Putnam. Don't move, Doctor.
Yes, Lois, I signed a will leaving everything to you, that's true. But only because you and your darling doctor forced me to. Oh, I never dreamed that my own flesh and blood would be that selfish.
Just a moment, Mrs. Putnam. The conspiracy to spirit you away and bury the cook in your place was entirely my idea. Don't blame Lois.
It was a clever plot, my friends, and it might have worked, but fortunately you made mistakes. By the way, Doctor, does that bandage on your hand cover a nasty bite you got while doing away with the dog?
Yes, it does. I confess to everything, Mr. Hanson, but Mrs. Putnam is as much to blame as anyone. Everyone who ever lived in this house hated her. With all the money you had, Mrs. Putnam, you never did one decent thing in your whole life. You distrusted everybody and hurt everybody. And so we plotted to get you out of the way. Fate was kind enough to provide us with your cook as the means. With your money, we could have gotten something out of life.
You'll get life now, all right, without her money.
You can relax now, friend. This story is over. But still another plot is being formed for our next session in the inner sanctum. Are we scared? Sure. But what of it? Isn't the villain a great deal more frightened than we? But thanks to clever sleuthing, everything will be solved. And there's one more mystery we may be able to solve for you quite easily. When you don't feel good, when you're low and irritable and the whole world looks black and uninviting, try Carter's Little Liver Pill. Don't give in to that depressed feeling that bogs you down. Go to your nearest drugstore right now and ask for genuine Carter's Little Liver Pills. Regular size, 25 cents. There now. We've closed the door to the inner sanctum for another week. Time to go. But spread the news to all arch criminals that we shall ride again in their pursuit next week. This is no laughing matter for them, my friend, so take your tongue out of your cheek. That's better. Remember, we'll expect you next week at this same time in the mysterious circle of the inner sanctum. Oh, by the way, you like good mystery stories, so be sure to read this month's Inner Sanctum Mystery, The Case of the Solid Key, by Anthony Boucher. Good night.
Good evening, friend Door. This is your host to welcome you once again into the inner sanctum. Come on in, and never mind looking back over your shoulder. Whatever it is that's behind you can't be half as bad as what's in front. As the man whose throat had just been made the scene of an experiment with a razor while he slept said, I'm going from bed to hers. All right. Settle down now. It's coming. And there's nothing you can do about it. Just keep a good hold on yourself. And your wife, if your life insurance paid out. Joe Harris, 21, wearing a cheap blue serge suit and a thin topcoat, cold and wet on a cold and rainy night. Just a change.
Kansas City's okay, but there's nothing there for me. I gotta get out. My wardrobe ain't built for a hard winter, so I figure it could be more comfortable on the coast, California. But I ain't paying for rail transportation this year, so I head for the KC freight yards. And I picked me out a nice long freight job that happens to have an empty car. And pull the sliding door over, leaving just a crack for air and finger hole for when we reach the land of oranges. The old boiler up front's got the steam up. And we're off. I relax. All I gotta do is let a couple of days slide by and... sunshine. Hey. What? I didn't notice nobody else was in the car.
Didn't you now, Pally?
No. He leaned back into the darkness of his corner so I couldn't see him very good. He was a young guy, maybe my age, maybe a couple of years older. My size, too. Same color hair and eyes. Almost close enough to be brothers, but there was something in his eyes that had never been in mine. I was scared.
You know something funny? You look like me.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that myself in a...
Why?
Well, lots of guys look a little like each other.
No.
I mean... Huh?
Nobody looks like me.
Well, okay, so I don't.
You're trying to. That means you must be one of...
One of what?
They have ways of changing their appearance. You're one of them, you mean.
Look, you're talking about...
It's no use. You can't fool me. I'll have to punish you.
Hey, watch out with that knife.
I'm gonna cut the resemblance away and find out what you really look like.
You're crazy. Stop it.
Let go of my hand. I've got to cut you away.
No! I got your arm twisted. And the knife is pointing at your heart. Now drop it.
No, nobody's as strong as me.
Stop it. I warn you, stop it.
Oh.
Then I gotta do this.
No.
I told you. I told you. I told you. Dead. Hey. No, he's dead. I gotta get out. The door. Slide it open. The odd bones.
Look at all these sliding doors. Why don't they snap them proper? Give me a hand, Charlie.
Okay. You locked it. Now I can't get out. I can't get out. So there I was, locked in with him, in the dark. He was dead, so I wasn't afraid of him. At first. I even gave him a going over. His eyes were open, but I flopped him over. I went through his pockets. Just a couple of bucks and some small change and his draft card. Funny. He was 4F, just like me. His name was Martin Pell. That's a laugh, too. Finding out who a guy is after you kill him. Kill him? Yeah. I was a murderer. I just realized it. They'll hang me for that. No, it was self-defense, but what chance have I got of proving that? Me with a record, too. But maybe I can lose that record. Maybe. Yeah. So I switched draft cards with him. And now he's Joe Harris. And I'm Martin Pell. Martin Pell that says on his card, of Wisey, Oklahoma. And the hours go by, and I'm there with him locked in a boxcar. And the wheels keep pounding underneath. And he's dead. I gotta get out. There's gotta be a way. The door. Shut. I gotta think. Think. Hey, wait. We're stopping. Now what? We're stopping. Yeah, he's covered up. Maybe they won't spot him. Anyways, I gotta get out. I'll yell and I'll pound on the door. Yeah, that's the way. That's the... Help! Help! Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! Somebody hear me! Somebody! Hey, they heard me.
What's gone on? Catching a ride, bum? Get out of here.
Yeah, sure.
Don't you know it's against the law riding a freight?
Yeah, I know.
Well, maybe this will help you remember.
No.
Now get out of here. Get fast.
Fast as I could, I got away from there. The yard bull took a quick look into the car, but he didn't spot the body under the sacking. And the train started up. And it began moving away. With Martin Pell lying under a pile of dirty sacking. With a knife in his heart. And a funny look in his eyes. Only I'm Martin Pell. There was only a watering stop where the train stopped, so I walked across the prairie. Not knowing where I was going and not caring much. Well, I keep walking across the dark face of the land until I spot a light. A couple of lights. A small town, it looked like. A small town, somewheres. Where? Right on the edge of town, there's a lunch wagon, and it's open. And there's a light shining in it, and I'm hungry. So I go into the lunch wagon. Hi. How about something to eat, huh?
Sure thing, Martin. Sure thing.
What did you say?
I said, sure, you can have something to eat, Martin. What'll it be?
Martin? What town is this?
Why, you ought to know, Martin. This is Wisey. Wisey, Oklahoma.
Wisey? But that's the same place. It can't be.
Oh, that's no way to talk about your own hometown. Of course, you've been away quite a few years. You look good now.
Wouldn't you say I've changed?
Oh, no more than's natural. Of course, you're only around 16 when you left. Kind of an advanced 16, though.
Yeah?
Ain't many kids that age would have stuck up the bank, knocked off the night watchman.
I killed him?
Oh, don't get modest, fella. Sure. Old man Henshaw. Hey, I was near forgetting. You said you're hungry.
Not anymore.
Oh, come on, have something to eat. Don't you believe in putting anything in your stomach before doing a job?
Doing a job? Me?
Why do you think I said? Why should I promise you $1,000?
I don't remember.
Oh, for Pete's sake, Martin. How many men have you killed that you don't remember a job like this?
Never mind the act. Play it straight, huh?
Okay. Don't get nasty. It's too late to talk business anyway. Come on, I got a room fixed up for you in back. Get a good night's sleep. We'll talk in the morning. About an old man that's lived way past his time, And about how you, going to take care of that. Martin, I sent for you because I need money.
I ain't got any.
My uncle has. Old man Carew.
I'll get it from him.
When he dies, I will.
So?
So I want him to die.
Oh.
I got $1,000 in cash. That's yours.
For what?
From Uncle Don a little earlier than expecting.
No dice.
No dice? Martin, you take care of old man Carew, or so help me, I'll turn you in on that bank job.
Go ahead. Turn me in. I can prove that I... And then I shut up quick. Bliss was watching me with those little pig eyes in his fat face. Sure, I could prove I wasn't Martin Pell, that I'd never been in Wisey, Oklahoma life. Sure. But to do that, I'd have to admit I was Joe Harris. And when they found that corpse in the boxcar with my draft card on him, that'd be fine. A lot of attention the jury had paid to my plea of self-defense. No witnesses and me on the lam and me switching draft cards in panic. Sure, even the hangman had burst out laughing when he slipped a noose around my neck. I shut up quick, Bliss watching me close. And then I said, "Okay, Bliss, it's a deal. What's the layout?
I'll pull in here. Trees will cover the car in case anybody happens to be out late on the highway. Can't be too careful. Ain't that so, Martin?
That's so.
It's only a short walk. Let's get going. Oh, yeah. You better take this.
What? Oh. A tire iron.
I picked it up in a junkyard. They'll never trace it to me.
It's for
old man Carew. They bother you?
I ain't used to them.
Anymore, huh? The house. Old man Carew never believed in buying curtains for the windows. There he is, rocking in his chair. Now watch the porch step. It's busted. I guess we knock. It's polite.
What's it now?
Uncle Carew. It's me.
What you want?
Just to come in. I brought a visitor. An old friend of yours.
Yeah, sit where you like. Sit in my rocker. Yeah, nobody sits in it but me. Who's the man with you?
Don't you recognize him?
Looks like Pell boy.
That's who it is. Martin Pell.
Never was any good. Like you, Bliss. All right, you visited. Gone home now.
Kind of cold out. Give us a chance to warm up, huh?
I don't care what you do. I don't care what you do.
Just dozing off a bit. Go on, Martin.
What?
You ain't looking this way. Now's the time.
I ain't gonna. He's an old man.
What do you give it to me?
All right, here.
Yeah. Uncle. Yeah. That'll be that, huh? Pockets. Yeah. Uncle was carrying quite a bit of dough on him. Martin. Here.
Huh?
Here, take the money. It's very important. Oh, I'll put it in your pocket myself. That's very important. When they find you here, knocked out, tripping over that busted porch step, they'll know why you killed old man Carew.
What are you talking about?
Sure, and knowing your record, Martin, they'll never look for anybody else. Now, when they find you on the premises with the old man's docket and your fingerprints on the tire iron...
No!
After
I was walking up a long flight of stairs with nothing at the top but more stairs and more stairs, and my head was hurting. And then I woke up lying outside of old man Carew's house with a blood-stained tire iron in my hand. I pulled myself to my feet, and then I heard cars. They were coming, and there I still was. I had to get away fast. I didn't know the country, but I was hunted, and a hunted animal's got an instinct to hide, to run, and to hide from the killers. They didn't find me that day because I fooled them. I didn't try getting out of the county, the town. Oh, no. That's where they were watching for me. So I stayed put close to town, which fooled them. And also, I had a job to do.
Who is it? Martin.
Me.
What are you doing here?
I got paid for a killing I didn't do. So I figured maybe I better do a killing now for no pay at all.
Stay where you are.
No, we're alone here. I got this knife.
No.
Bliss, you got a pencil?
A pencil? Yeah, sure.
Then sit down and write a little note about how you killed old man Carew.
No.
I got the knife against your heart. Sit down and write.
All right. Oh.
Just write. I killed my uncle because I wanted his money. You got it?
Good. I got it.
Now sign your name pretty.
I signed it. Take that knife away.
Sure. After I... Yeah. Goodbye, Mr. Bliss. Now, I'd better put the knife in your hand. Like this. Too bad your nerves went back on you. You committed suicide, Mr. Bliss. That's what you did. And now they'll stop looking for me. I holed in and waited until they found Bliss. So the law was called off. There was nobody to look for. So I headed for the watering stop and the freights because it was cold. And I was heading for sunshine. There was a train getting ready to head for the coast, so I sneaked close to it. On the far side, there was a couple of bulls around chewing the rag, but they didn't. I spotted an open boxcar and I climbed in. I got away. The bulls were coming along checking. One of them sounded like the guy that had thrown me off the night before. This time I didn't care. I was hoping he'd lock the door on me. So I curled up in a corner and waited.
Yeah, Mike, that was quite a wreck they had up ahead. Quite a wreck. Held up the line for 24 hours. The freight here had already pulled out when word came in of the wreck up ahead, so they backed her right back here and let her stand. But she's on her way now. One of them sliding doors is open. Give me a hand with it.
Hey, wait. If this is the same train. It can't be. This car. It's a train. This second would be over there. Let me see. The second. Yeah, it's the second. And under it, I gotta see. Yeah, it's him. Martin Pell. And I'm locked in with him. Me and Martin. The killers. We're going to the sunshine together. And that's how the cops will find us. Together. Him dead. And me. And me.
Well, well. Alas for poor Joe, who couldn't keep out of boxcars. He was a nice boy, but he couldn't stay put. I guess they'll give him the Order of the Rolling Stone. Tombstone. And to leave you with hear a freight train whistling in the night. Think of Joe and wonder, is he still in it with Martin rattling?
Well, friends, it's time once again to close that creaking door. Until next week at the same time, when we'll be back with a little hunk of horror. You'll be sure to listen, won't you? Until next week, then. Good night. Pleasant dreams.
Good evening, friends. Welcome. Welcome to the Inner Sanctum. This is Raymond, your host, teller of strange tales. Come in, if you dare. Now, before we begin, a word to those of you who don't frighten easily. It'll be no disgrace if before we're finished you find yourself trembling against your will.
Inner Sanctum Mysteries takes great pleasure in presenting two of America's best-known and best-loved radio artists, Miss Ann Seymour and Mr. Myron McCormick. Tonight, these two favorites of the air lanes co-star in The Man from Yesterday, an original radio mystery drama by Milton Geiger, brought to you by the makers of Carter's Little Liver Pills, the laxative with the two-way action.
Do you like to have your hair stand on end? You like to feel your blood run cold? Of course you do. Come along with me, then, to the jungle. Still and hot, weirdly yellow in the strange light of the tropic moon. In a clearing, the African natives of Dr. Robert Rand's museum party sway to the slow throb of their drums. A few hundred yards off in the thick bush, a monstrous humpbacked shape drops silently from the trees, moves swiftly across the shadowed jungle floor. Suddenly the earth gives way under the dark, crouching monster's feet. He struggles wildly a moment and falls, disappearing into the earth.
Run. Quick, come quick. Ngagi, come quick.
What's up, Sangala?
Is something wrong, Sangala?
Wana, you come fast. Bring big gun.
Oh, what is it?
Ngagi.
Gorilla? Where?
Old man, gorilla. He fall in trap.
Oh, you shouldn't go, Bob. You're fever.
Where is he? Where is the gorilla?
Sangala, show you. Bring big gun. You follow me.
Can you see him down there, Bob?
Can I see him? What a fellow. What a prize he'd be for Professor Converse at the museum. A full-grown gorilla. Ruth, we've got to get this fellow home, alive.
Oh, Bob, it's dangerous. You're ill. Must you?
Converse would never forgive me if I didn't.
Bob,
What is it?
the gorilla hasn't made a sound for some time now.
That's right. Turn the flashlight down there, will you, Ruth? That's very strange.
Is he hurt?
No. But look at him. See how he stares up at me.
Yes. And such steady, knowing, intelligent eyes. almost human.
Yes. Gazing so steadily into my own. Unflinching. Unafraid. And puzzled. As though he's seen me before. As though he recognizes me. Is trying to remember me from somewhere. Sometime. All right. Easy, man. All the way.
Ah, it's exciting, isn't it?
Nerve-wracking, moving a great ape from where he obviously belongs to where he obviously doesn't. All right, hold it, man. Keep the cage from swinging as it comes down to deck level. All right. Lower away. Easy there now. All right. Good. That does it, man. Now cast away the lowering chains and begin closing the hatch. We'll be right up.
I'm tired, Bob.
A little. But it's a relief to have Ngaji safely stowed away down here.
Ngaji. It's a musical name, isn't it?
Means gorilla. Well, nothing to do but keep him safe in his cage, keep him from catching cold, and feed him wild carrots and parsley. If it were for anyone but Professor Converse, I'd chuck it all right now. Sorry I started it. I don't like him, Ngaji.
Oh, he's a gentleman and a scholar.
Don't talk playful nonsense about him, Ruth. He's a killer.
He is not. I happen to know.
What do you mean you happen to know? Have you been around his cage again lately?
Well, I've been teaching him a few simple tricks, if that's what you mean.
What do you call a simple trick?
Well, for example, shaking hands with a lady.
Ruth, you haven't.
I have, and is my arm torn from its socket? It is not.
Ruth, don't you understand? You can't make friends with a gorilla. You can't compromise with the jungle. Ngaji is clever and he's dangerous. He'll watch with those beady little eyes of his. He'll wait with that tricky little brain of his. Until his time comes. Now, don't give him his chance, Ruth.
Oh, you're not well, Bob. And so you magnify the dangers and the menace of the jungle and all that bookish stuff. All out of proportion to... Well, what's the matter?
Look at him. He's been watching me all the time. See how he stares at me? Never batting an eye. Never moving a hair. Watching me. Matching my gaze, stare for stare.
Oh, come out of it, Bob.
Been like this from the moment we captured him. Ruth, that abysmal brute knows something.
Darling, this stuffy ship's hold is getting you. Let's go and feed some quinine, huh?
Very well.
What'll I do with Ngaji back home?
That's Professor Converse's problem, and he's welcome. Up the ladder with you. All right, man. Batten her down.
Bye-bye, Ngaji. So long, old man. Be good. Ngaji. The other hand. That's it. That's it. Ah, good fellow. Now, the other hand. Take my left hand now. The left. That's it. Oh, careful now. Don't squeeze so hard. Hey, Butch, take it easy. No. Mustn't pull. Stop pulling, do you hear? Ngaji. That's better. Now let go of the lady's hand. That's it. Now then, how about some exercise? Think you could walk around the hold here with a distinguished dame on your arm? Yeah, let's see how this chain and iron pin work on this door. They think you can't be trained, but I know you can. Oh, this is easy. Oh, have this iron pin up in just a minute. Just be patient, old fellow. Oh, here it comes. Oh. Well, better luck next time.
You down there, Ruth?
Coming, Bob. I was just having a word with Ngaji.
Well, hurry. We've got little old New York on our horizon, and I'm quite glad. That's very kind of you, Professor Converse, putting Ruth and me up at the museum like this.
Not at all. It's a plenty room. Just want to keep an eye on that fever of yours, because you won't.
Well, nevertheless, Professor, we won't impose on your hospitality a moment more than it takes us to get settled again here in America.
Yeah. Here's another door. After you, Rand.
Thank you.
This old wing is out of use, but it still has electricity. And what's more important, heat. So the zoo can build proper quarters for Ngaji, we'd better keep him in here where the temperature is even.
I've been thinking, Professor. These oak doors wouldn't be any problem at all to Ngaji if he happened to get on the loose.
True. The door closing off this old wing from the new building is really made of iron.
I see.
So, unless your gorilla is of the armor-piercing variety, it's pretty safe. Here's next to the last door. This used to be our dinosaur room.
A huge room.
Well, here we are. Royal Suite itself.
Ruth, what are you doing in here?
I'm talking to Ngaji. Hello, Professor.
I shouldn't become too familiar with Ngaji, Mrs. Rand.
Oh, he's quite gentle. You know what he does now? He takes the rings off my fingers and then gives them back.
Takes the rings off your fingers. Ruth, come on, let's get out of here.
All right. You're rougher than a 500-pound ape. He's a real gentleman.
Look at him. Look how he presses his face between the bars. To get a closer look at me. It's been like that. By George, I'll give him a good look at
Don't
me.
get too close, Rand. Now, careful.
Oh, he doesn't know you well, Bob. Bob!
There, you ugly brute. Take a look. Take a good long look. Well, what do you see? All right, he missed me.
Could have shattered your skull with that blow, Rand.
But it's only because he doesn't know you, Bob.
He does know me. He looked into my face, and he saw something. What did he see?
What do you think he saw? Well, I'm no fortune teller. I'm only Raymond, your host here in the inner sanctum. But I can tell you he must have seen something. But what was it? That's the big question. Yes, and when that logy, dull, sluggish feeling tells us that a laxative may be needed, the big question is, what laxative will do you the most good? Lots of folks have answered the question successfully by taking Carter's Little Liver Pills. Why? Because Carter's Little Liver Pills offer help in these two effective ways. One, they help relieve irregularity in an efficient, thorough, yet gentle manner. Two, usually within a half hour after taking them, Carter's Little Liver Pills wake up the flow of a very important digestive juice. It's this vital juice that helps tone up a lazy, sluggish digestive system so that folks can lose their grouts and feel better. You better keep that in mind, friends. And next time, remember Carter's Little Liver Pills. The laxative that helps in more ways than one. All right. Do you still want to know what the man from yesterday saw when he looked into Rand's face? You'll be sorry, but you asked for it. So let's go into Ngaji's cage with him now, as he listens to a strange, mysterious voice.
Ngaji, Lord of the Jungle, do you hear me? Do you hear Ngaji? Do you hear the jungle speak?
Gaji. I am Gaji.
I am the jungle.
Jungle.
You looked into the man-creature's pale eyes. Do you remember now? Do you remember that other Ngaji 1,000 million moons ago, before the pale man-creature walked the earth?
Man. Small. Wait.
Do you remember Ngaji?
Remember.
You fought with him in the jungle, fought for the beautiful she. He conquered. How you hated him.
Hey.
He was mighty, and he was different from the others. When the others swept through the trees, that other one ran, swift as the wind, on the ground. Remember.
Remember. Hey.
You fought, and you died. That other one who was different stood triumphant in the clearing, his neck half bitten through, victorious. He who would one day be a man.
Man.
Your conqueror then. Your captor now.
Hate. Hate, man.
Where is your strength, O Ngaji? That this same other one conquers you again, as he did 1,000 million moons ago.
I am strong. I am Ngaji.
Yet, the weak one wins. Here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
Here.
Kill. Come in, Rand. Come in.
Oh, good evening, Professor. Oh, you know it was me.
Of course. Well,
That's exactly why I'm here, Professor. Getting to be a habit around here. There's a knocking. It must be that feverish fool, Rand.
come now. We want you here.
There's such a thing as wearing out your welcome.
You paid 1,000 times by bringing us back that magnificent gorilla.
I don't consider that adequate compensation. Professor, I might as well tell you. I'm sorry I ever blundered over the brute.
He's just getting you again. Go to bed and take
No,
some...
no. I'm afraid of him, Gadget. Not in the physical sense. I could cope with his power, his force. But he's changed. I can't cope with what he's become. It infuriates and humiliates me that gorilla has something on me. Has me at some disadvantage that I don't understand. It's gotten under my skin. You remember when he struck at me 3 weeks ago?
Do I remember? Of course I do.
He changed after that. When he looks at me now, he isn't puzzled. He isn't searching his memory for some clue to me anymore. He knows. He knows who I am and what I mean to him. Whatever it is, he hates me. Hates me with a dreadful, consuming energy.
I don't question that, Rand. It's plain enough.
Yeah, do you hear? He never had those tempers. Now something is tormenting him into a frenzy of hatred and defiance. Something in that secret brain of his.
You'd better calm him down before he dashes out that secret brain of his. Come on, Rand. We'll talk later. Who did you say was afraid of whom?
He's quiet, yes. But look at those eyes. Where have you seen such hatred?
Or such tremendous living power?
Yes. You've got to admire it at first. You almost think for a moment that he represents the super race. That big, black-haired, purebred gorillas are the dominating people. And on the basis of sheer power, with a certain amount of intelligence
And ruthlessness? You think he ought to rule? Then you stop to think. You remember. Yes, he's pure black gorilla and powerful. But after all, he's just a gorilla.
Oh, I thought I heard him guard you studying in here.
Well, you did. Your precious beast was paying attention. He'd catch cold running about barefooted like that, and that wouldn't do. Because Engadji might catch it from you, and that would be the end of Engadji. On second thought, perhaps you'd better run around barefooted.
But, Bob, he's worth a fortune.
Well, so are you. Now run along back to bed. Professor Converse and I have a chess game to play. Hey, Professor?
Engadji. Hi, old fella. How about your banana? Here. No, I haven't got any more. What? Oh, my hand. Which one? This? Oh, the left. Sure, pal. Take it easy, though. It breaks. That's a good boy. Oh, no. No, Engadji, give me back the rings. Come on, hand over the jewels. Oh, pick them up, Engadji. Engadji! All right. I'll get them myself. But you won't hear the end of it. I'll show you. You've eaten your last banana for a month, and don't you forget it. Engadji! What's the matter? Oh, don't you know me? Engadji, stay back! Stay back!
Your move, Professor. Hey, Scott, it's Ruth. There's a light at the wing. Look. It's Ruth. The Ruth. Wait a minute, Rand. Here. Take my revolver. I'll come along.
Never mind. Stay here. Call for help. I can't hold him with just a revolver. Hurry!
Bob, help me, Bob! Help me!
Ruth, what happened? Are you hurt?
That's my answer. I unlocked the cage. He broke the door.
That's all right.
I could just get in here and bar the door before he realized he was free.
Can you walk, darling?
No, I ran to the door, but I hit my foot and walked. I can't stand, Bob.
Put your arm around that shoulder. Hurry. He's breaking through.
I let him escape. I let him.
That's it, darling. Now hold tight.
Oh, you're yourself. You can't carry me too, Bob.
Hobble on one foot now. Up.
Oh.
Come on now. All right, darling, quick. The next room. Quick, in here. Now, the next room. We've got to hold him up, throw him up. Come on, Ruth. Courage, darling,
I
courage.
can't. I'm holding you back. Oh, leave me. Leave me with a gun. I can shoot. Please. Please. No.
In here. Outside him. I got him. Quick now, before he recovers.
Bob, you can't go on with me.
Just one more door. The last door. All right. Can't strike iron. Keep moving. Try to help us, Sam. Can you?
I'm trying.
A little further. Just a little further. Here.
Oh, Bob. What's the matter?
Ruth. It's locked. From outside, it's automatic.
Locked, but the professor.
I don't know. He's gone for help.
Oh.
Steady, girl. Steady. Steady.
Oh, the lights have... You hit the fuse box. You shut out the lights.
Listen.
He's dead. I got the shot in the face. He's dead.
Quiet. No. He's alive. He's stalking us in the dark.
How many bullets?
3.
Bob, one more for Engadji. Don't kill him.
Quiet. This way. Keep moving.
Now, Bob. He's against the window. Bob, the moon. The moon's coming out. Find it.
We'll see him, too. And I've got 2 shots left. Perhaps.
The moon. He sees us.
Steady. Ren, where are you? Ren! Point your light over here, Professor.
Fred. Oh, thank heaven. Are you all right? Did you?
Oh, my George. You did.
Point blank range. My last 2 shots. Yes.
In truth?
She's a broken ankle. She fainted. She'll be all right, though. Oh. Well, Professor?
That's the end of Poringachi, eh?
Is it, Professor?
You're certainly dead.
Again.
Again?
Have you ever had the feeling that something that has just happened, that happened before, somewhere, a long time ago?
A very familiar psychological phenomenon. What about it?
I feel that all this has happened before.
When?
And that it will happen again. I only wonder when. And where. And who will be the victor. Then.
Yeah, let me look at you. Oh, yes. You're hurt. There are the marks of teeth on your neck.
An unusual birthmark. It's occurred in my family for generations. Shows up when we become excited. Is it strange, Professor?
All right, friends. You can come out from under your table. Everything's all right now. Ngaji is dead, and we're safe for another 10,000 years.
Good.
Oh, Mr. Hurley, Ngaji was only imaginary, so don't let him worry you.
Oh, you're right, Raymond. Especially when real things can be so much more troublesome.
You mean things like an irritable, sour, out-of-sorts feeling that so often warns us a laxative is needed?
Yes, and that's why folks have been taking Carter's Little Liver Pills for years. They know the name stands for dependable, gentle relief. Yes, and besides, folks know that usually within a half hour, Carter's Little Liver Pills will wake up the flow of a very essential digestive juice. This juice is all important to normal, proper digestion. So why don't you take advantage of this time-tested, two-way action and ask for Carter's Little Liver Pills?
Well, friends, it's time to close that creaking door to the inner sanctum until the same time next week. Invite all your friends to be here with you. It'll give you courage. There's safety in numbers.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum. This is your host, Raymond, welcoming you through the squeaking door. Well, we're having a gay musicale here tonight, featuring, of course, only haunting melodies. But I'm afraid none of the performers will get a hand unless it's a cold one. You see, it's so hard to applaud after rigor mortis has set in. But you can come in and set in, too. There are plenty of seats available. And if there's nothing left in the orchestra, we can give you a box.
Tonight's Inner Sanctum story, Melody of Death, is an original radio play by Robert Tallman and Robert Sloan and stars the famous movie actress Mary Astor in the role of Anne. It is directed by Himan Brown. Miss Astor appears tonight through the courtesy of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer.
Have you a little gypsy in your home? One with a gold ring in his ear and a magic violin in his hand? Well, if he's anything like a fellow named Enrique, don't let him play an encore of the Melody of Death. Like a spidery web floating in midair, death hangs over the room where Anne is talking to her beloved David. Ghastly white, she summons the last ounce of ebbing strength to speak to him of love.
Don't leave me alone here, David. I'm afraid. Just hold me in your arms. In a few minutes, it'll all be... David, what's that on your hand? Blood. How did you get... Oh, yes, I remember now. The cat. The cat with the yellow eyes. And the music. It was the music that started the whole thing, wasn't it, David? I remember now. That evening in Lubo's cafe, Henri, the gypsy violinist, came over to our table.
The senorita is very happy this evening, no?
You don't need your gypsy magic to tell you that, do you, Henri?
The senorita is going to be married, no? You guessed it.
Play for us, Henri. You know the tune I like so much.
Los Infelices?
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, I'm sorry, senorita, I cannot play that melody for you. Not this evening.
Why not?
You will say it is foolish gypsy superstition, perhaps, but in my tribe it is believed that for a girl newly betrothed to hear this music is bad luck. Very bad.
What kind of bad luck?
Because if she hears this music at such a time, she will never stop hearing it. It will haunt her from that time forward. And her heart will follow the music. And she will do what the music bids her to do. Even kill her lover, if the music tells her to.
Well, I'll take a chance on that, Henri.
Very well, then. I will play, but never say Henrik did not warn you.
Anne, what is it?
That cat, watching from the doorway. Look at its eyes. Yellow eyes.
Darling, you're so strange this evening. Something wrong?
Something's terribly wrong, David. The music and that cat watching from the doorway like death.
Anne.
Take me out of here quickly, David. I'm afraid.
Well, of course, darling.
I'm sorry, David. I couldn't help myself. I felt I had to get out of there.
You'd what, darling? And what's happened to you? Why do you look at me so strangely?
I don't know. I keep thinking of what Henrique said about that melody. It was bad luck for me. I would never stop hearing it. It would haunt me and I would do its bidding. Even kill.
And stop it. Get hold of yourself.
I'm tired, I guess. You'd better take me. As we walked away from the cafe that evening, I was like a person in a hypnotic trance. I kept hearing that melody in my head.
You will never stop hearing the music. It will haunt you.
No, I won't listen to it.
Even kill your lover if the music tells you.
No, I love David. He'll help me to forget.
No one can help you now, Anne. The music and the cat with the yellow eyes watching from the doorway
like death. I fought it with all my strength, but it was no use. The music called me irresistibly back to that dingy little cafe, to Henrique, and to the cat with the yellow eyes. The cat that belonged to Lubos, a man I had never seen.
Yes, something. I knew you would. It was the music, wasn't it? The music told you to come.
How did you know?
Did I not tell you it would be so?
The other night, when you told the legend about that melody, something happened inside my head. And when you played it, it sounded so strange to me. And after that...
You hear it all the time?
Yes. I thought if I could hear the melody played again, maybe it would lift the spell. I'd do anything to stop this thing that's torturing me.
What do you know about torture? You hear music in your head. What do you know what it means to hate him until your stomach turns inside out from hatred? And to work for that man and have him watch you every minute, and when he's not here, that cat of his, that devil of a black cat, watching me with those yellow eyes.
Why do you hate Lubos so much?
Why do you hear music in your head? Who can tell about these things? There are devils in both of us. I will help you kill your devil if you will help me kill Lubos.
You're mad. You don't know what you're saying.
He lives in a rooming house. The address is 117 Green Street. Take the cat with you and tell the druggist you want chloroform to get rid of the cat. Wear a veil. The janitor will let you in.
Stop it. Stop it. I won't listen to any more of this.
The music will tell you when it is time. The melody. Remember.
No, I won't listen to it. I won't.
But you are listening to it, aren't you? You can't help yourself. And you will do what the music tells you to do. Won't you?
No, I won't.
What is the music telling you to do?
To kill Lubos.
And you will do it. Won't you?
That's right. Take the cat with you. Hurry up. You've got to get there before the drugstore closes. That's right. Open the door.
Yes, miss. What can I do for you?
A bottle of chloroform, please.
Yeah, that's a handsome cat you've got there, miss. It's a shame you're putting him out of the way.
It has to be done. He has a stomach infection, quite incurable.
Yeah, well, those things will happen. Here you are, miss. That will be 38 cents plus tax.
Put the chloroform in your purse now, Anna. Hurry along now. Here we are. Green Street. Around the corner. There is the house. Over there. He's sleeping there now. The man you're going to kill.
Who's that?
I'm looking for Senor Lubos. I've brought his cat home. I live next door to the cafe and...
All right. He's the first door at the top of the landing. Don't make no more noise on the stairs than you can help.
You see, Em, how simple it is. That's right, up the stairs. Wait now. Before you open the door, the bottle of chloroform. Get it ready. That's it. Now... put the cat down. Gently. He won't make any more noise now. He's home with his master. Yes, he's asleep. Fast. Quickly now. The chloroform. Over his face, quickly. Push it down hard. He's waking up. Pour more chloroform on the cotton. He's waking up.
Who is that? Who?
The knife. There's a knife on the table there. Grab it before he does. The knife, Ann. The knife. Kill him.
No, don't do it. Please. Don't do it, I tell you.
He's dead. Dead. I've killed a man. I've killed a man.
Well, what are you waiting for? Come on and help her. I'll be close by, swinging on my squeaky door. You know, I just love to swing on that door. It makes such a nice sound. Listen. Why do I like the sound? Because it reminds me of painful, scratchy razor burn.
Men, when you torture your face with razor burn, don't just blame your razor blade. Instead, try Palmolive Brushless. That smooth, easy to spread, won't clog your razor shave cream. You see, Palmolive Brushless is made with real olive oil to literally lubricate your skin so your razor just glides along with no tugging, no scratching, no scraping. Yes, mister, even the toughest beards lie down and wilt when you use Palmolive Brushless. And your face is cool, comfortable, younger looking, not a bit drawn or dry. So why don't you quit bothering with a shaving brush and try Palmolive Brushless? You buy Palmolive Brushless in the big money-saving Victory jar, and we'll guarantee you the cleanest, most comfortable shave of your life. And we know you'll sing goodbye forever to painful
razor burn. All right, friends, let's get back to that song that murders them. Remember how it goes? Remember how it haunted Anne into committing murder for Henrique? Well, it's still haunting her. And she's telling David about it in that room where death and this melody hover near.
Yes, I was a murderer. I had plunged a knife into a man's throat and stood there watching while he died in agony. Then went calmly home. You were waiting outside my door, David.
Anne, where have you been?
Out.
But, Anne, your dress and your gloves.
Why, David, it looks like...
It looks like blood, Anne. And it is blood.
But I don't... Where did it come from?
You mean you don't know?
Oh, maybe it was on the seat of the taxi. Maybe somebody cut themselves in there before I... Maybe the driver had carried an accident case to the hospital. But why should you follow me into my flat in the middle of the night and cross-question me like this? What right have you?
Maybe you've forgotten that this was our wedding day. I waited at City Hall until I was thrown out.
Our wedding day. Oh, David.
What happened, Anne?
Well, I don't remember exactly.
Don't remember?
You know, that tune has been running through my head. This morning it got suddenly worse. I was desperate about it. I thought maybe if I went back to Henrique and heard it played again, I might be able to get it out of my mind.
Well, what happened? Yes? What is it, Anne?
Music. That melody. Don't you hear it?
I don't hear anything. Lubos was murdered a little while ago. A woman wearing a navy blue suit and white gloves went up to his room on the pretext of taking his cap to her. He tried to chloroform him, and failing that, she stabbed him in the throat with his own knife.
No, I couldn't have done a thing like that, David. There it is again. Can't you hear it?
Anne, there's nothing to hear. It's just in your mind. I don't know what happened tonight, and I don't want to know. But one thing is certain. This man has you under a hypnotic spell. We've got to fight this thing somehow, this music you hear.
Be quiet, David. He's trying to tell me something.
Trying to trap you, Anne. He's going to make you remember that you killed Lubos. You'd better kill him too, Anne. Before it's too late.
Oh, no. Not even for the music. Not even the music can make me do that, Henri.
Anne, what are you saying, Anne?
Oh, it's all right. It's gone away now. It was trying to get me to kill you, David.
Oh, Anne, darling, what has he done to you?
David, it's the music.
Then why did you say Henrique just now when you were talking to the music?
I don't know. It's the music that talks. But it's always Henrique's voice, and...
Did Henrique's voice tell you to kill Lubos?
Yes. I remember now, David. Yes, even buying the chloroform. But I don't feel guilty.
You aren't guilty. Now look, do as I tell you, Anne. Take off these clothes and burn them. I'm going to lock you in here. If you hear the music again, fight it. Fight it with all your strength. I'll be back here in an hour. When you see me come in that door, you'll know that music of yours has been silent forever.
Where are you going, David?
To kill Henrique.
So you have come to kill me because I've put hypnotic spells on your beloved. Excuse me, what a joke, senor.
No joke, Henrique. A man was murdered a while ago by you.
I thought it was proven that Lubos was murdered by a woman. Besides, I was playing my violin in the cafe at the time of the murder.
While Anne, under your hypnotic spell, was doing your dirty work.
Nonsense. He was stabbed in the throat with a knife belonging to Manuela Rosales, a gypsy woman with whom he had quarreled. Do not worry, my friend. I've composed a new melody. Would you care to hear it, senor?
Go ahead, Henrique. I'm listening.
You must look at me while I play. Look at my eyes. It makes me play better.
the idea? What do you want me to do?
Kill her. Kill your fiancée.
Stop it! Stop it,
So, I am under the spell of your music, am I? I'll choke the music out of you. So help me, I will. You are making a terrible mistake. A terrible... Where is your music now, Enrique?
Now that Enrique is dead, we can go back to what we were before. We can be married. That's what you're trying to say to me, isn't it, David?
Why not, Anne? Why not?
Because when you opened the door and came back into this room a few moments ago, the music was still playing.
It's not playing now, is it, Anne? Is it?
No, not now. Oh, David, take me in your arms, darling. Tell me it's all right. Tell me again so I'll really believe it.
Oh, Anne.
It was just a bad dream, wasn't it, David? They never really existed, did they? Enrique and Lubos and the cat with the yellow eyes.
Of course not, darling. Of course it was just a dream.
David!
It's all right, darling. I see it too. It's a black cat. Must have followed me home. You see, it's really quite friendly. Go ahead, darling. Pet him.
All right, David.
There, that's it. You see, it's just an ordinary cat.
Yes. Yes, of course.
Take the letter opener, Anne. The letter opener on the desk. Go and get it.
Yes, of course.
And you're not hearing it again, are you? Anne, is that the music again?
Oh, no, David. It's just I've been crying so much, I think I'd better fix my makeup. Be a darling and bring my purse, will you? It's in the bedroom in the top drawer of the bureau.
Sure. Back in a sec.
Now take the letter opener and follow him. That's it. Quietly now. He mustn't hear you coming. His back is turned. He's still rummaging in the bureau drawer. The poor fool. Quietly. Now, and now.
Anne, put that knife away.
No, David, it's no use. I can't find it any longer. I must kill you.
Anne, don't, Anne.
Oh, David. David.
Anne, darling, speak to me. I didn't mean to do it. I tried to grab your arm. That's all. The point of the letter open, it turned and...
It's all right, David.
I'll get a doctor.
Oh, no, David. Please don't leave me. It's better this way. If I lived, I'd have to kill you. The music would make me do it. And there might be others. Yes, David, it's better this way.
Oh, Anne. Anne.
It was the music, David. The music. A melody more beautiful than life itself. Listen to it, David. Melody of death.
Oh, sister. Speaking of melodies, I want that little number for our concert we're giving in the lower chamber of Music Society of Inner Sanctum. As a matter of fact, I want Enrique to fiddle around. And I want... Oh, si, Senor Shaving Cream. What is it you want?
I want lots of lather. I want lots of lather. Okay, you men who use a brush when you shave, you want lots of lather. And you'll get lots of lather simply by using Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. For an honest whisker wilter, millions of men say there's nothing like it. In fact, more men use Palmolive Lather than any other kind. Here's why. First, Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream gives lots and lots of lather. He-Man lather with millions of moist bubbles to blitz your beard. Second, Palmolive Lather is made with olive oil and oil from the coconut palm to lubricate your razor, speed your shave, smooth your skin.
So, if you're a lather and brush user and want to get rid of razor burn, get Palmolive Lather for the smoothest, easiest shave you ever whistled your way through. Get Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream, knowing it's going to leave your face looking younger, your skin smoother, your disposition better, or your money back.
Friends, what would you do if you found out that someone you knew was peddling stolen merchandise? You would be horrified. But tell me something. Have you ever bought extra gasoline coupons or accepted them from friends? Have you ever bought gasoline without giving up coupons? Ah, well, you know what I'm thinking. That makes you a receiver of stolen merchandise, and that is a serious offense.
Yes, friends, every precious drop of gasoline we can spare is needed for our armed forces. People who buy gasoline without surrendering their own coupons are getting more than their fair share of the fixed civilian supply. So play square with gasoline rationing. Use only the coupons issued to you legally.
So, friends, by the way, the latest Inner Sanctum Mystery novel is The Moon Was Red by Dana Sage. Oh, now look here. Here's a calling card and a confirmed appointment for next week's Inner Sanctum Mystery. That dapper demon of deviltry right from Hollywood, Adolphe Manjou, to suavely and smoothly scare us right out of our inner sanctum. And now it's time to close the squeaking door until next Saturday, when Palmolive Brushless and Palmolive Lather Shaving Creams bring you another Inner Sanctum Mystery. Until then, good night. Pleasant dreams. Welcome, friends of the Inner Sanctum. This is your host, Raymond, inviting you to come in through the squeaking door and catch your breath. Now, don't be embarrassed. Many of my guests here are out of breath. But they won't tell on you. I assure you they won't breathe a word of it. You see, they were warm, too, when they came in, but they've cooled off now. You see, I've kept them on ice. Now, if some of them seem a bit unfriendly to you, don't mind. They can't help being stiff.
Tonight's Inner Sanctum story, The Silent Hands, is an original radio drama by Robert Sloan and Robert Tallman and stars Mary Astor in the role of Nina Kohler. Miss Astor is soon to appear in one of Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's 20-year anniversary pictures, Meet Me in St. Louis. Tonight's Inner Sanctum drama is directed by Himan Brown.
When a murderer sneaks up behind you and you haven't a rear-view mirror handy, the best thing to do is listen carefully and try to hear the sound of the silent hands. High up on the bluff, overlooking a West Coast harbor, police cars feel their way through the fog on their night patrol. They're on the lookout for a mysterious woman in white who has already strangled 3 men and pushed their bodies over the cliff.
Attention all police cars. Attention all police cars. Woman in white evening dress reported walking with middle-aged man in Overlook Park. Investigate right away. Investigate right away.
Michael,
Yes, Nina.
it's getting chilly.
Oh?
Finish your cigarette, will you? Let's go in.
Of course, Nina. Here, take my coat in the meantime. Put it over your shoulders.
Thank you.
What? Trembling? What's the matter?
Nothing, just nerves, that's all. Michael,
What, dear?
my bag, it's gone.
Well, you're sure you had it with you?
Oh, yes, positive.
Oh, well, it must be around here somewhere. Go on ahead, Nina. I'll find it for you.
No, Oh, all right. But Be careful of the cliff.
Now, don't you worry, dear. Go on ahead. I'll catch up with you in a moment.
Don't be long, Michael. Don't be long.
I won't. Always losing her bag. I'm always finding it for her. There it is. This is... Oh! Let go of me. Let go of my neck. Oh! No! No! Cliff! Don't push me over!
Don't you ever go home, Barnes? Not when there's a story to get out.
Uh-huh.
I'll be finished in a minute, McGraw, and then we can leave.
Okay.
Oh. Hello, Barnes speaking.
Mr. Barnes,
Yeah?
if you want a good story for your paper, get into a cab and drive to Overlook Park right away. The fourth victim of the woman in white has been found.
What? Tell me that again, please. I didn't catch the address. Quick, McGraw. Get on another phone and trace this call. I'll stall as long as I can.
Okay.
Did you say that was Overlook Park, madam? Hello? Hello? Never mind, McGraw. She rang off.
Well, who was it?
Some dame trying to give me a tip on a murder. She said the woman in white had taken care of another victim.
The woman in white?
Yeah. We'd better get over to Overlook Park right away. There may be a story.
Well, wait a minute, Barnes.
What's the matter? You scared?
Well, sure I am. You don't know who that was. It might be a trap.
Come on.
Look, don't be a fool, Barnes. You might be the next victim. You gotta call a cop.
And tip off every other newspaper in town? Come on, McGraw. Every second counts. Holy mackerel. That dame was right. Look down there on the rock.
What is it?
A man's body. A man without a coat.
We better get the police.
Yeah, we'll phone the story in and then we'll... Hey, wait a minute. Look at this.
Barnes, don't touch anything.
I won't. I just want to see if... Yeah. The same, all right.
What's the same?
This metal ring on the ground. And a piece of silk next to it. That's what they found before in every one of these murders.
What do you suppose it means?
I don't know. The cops say it's like an East Indian trick. Practiced by highway thieves. A precious stone or coins left on the road. When a traveler stoops over to pick it up, wham! A silk noose is slipped over the neck, and in a few seconds, it's all over.
Barnes.
Yeah?
Somebody watching us.
What?
Over there, behind that hedge. Something moving. Something white.
You got a gun?
No.
Neither have I. Come on, we better not fool around.
Which way do we go? Back to the car?
No. There's a house beyond those trees. Maybe we can get to a phone.
Okay, let's run for it.
Right.
What the devil's that?
Sounds like some kind of a tropical bird.
You mean here in the park?
This isn't the park, gentlemen. That tropical bird you hear is in the aviary next to the house. It's part of my private collection.
You live in that house?
Yes, with my sister. These are our grounds, gentlemen, and you're trespassing.
Well, lady...
We're looking for a telephone, madam. We're from the Chronicle.
I don't care where you're from. You'll have to leave immediately.
But someone's been killed.
You'll have to leave immediately. My sister is ill. She can't have any excitement.
Nina!
Go back into the house, Carolyn.
Nina! I've been looking for you. Where have you been?
You know very well I've been out here feeding the birds. Why do you ask?
Because I didn't see you. I thought perhaps you went back to the place where...
Carolyn! You'll catch cold out here. We'd better go back in the house.
But who are these men, Nina?
Reporters, dear.
We'd like to use your telephone, miss, if there's one in the house.
Why, of course. Come along. I'll take you to it.
Thank you.
If you men are reporters, I suppose you want to phone your paper about...
About what?
Nina, you're hurting.
I'm sorry, dear. If I held your arm too tightly, I didn't want you to stumble.
You're lying. You don't want me to talk.
That's not true, Carolyn. You can say anything you please. Go ahead. Say anything you please.
Oh, Nina. Please forgive me.
I didn't mean what I said before. I'm just upset because you've left me alone so much tonight.
But I haven't left you alone, dear. I've been in the house with you all evening. Don't you remember?
Oh, yes, of course. You've been with me all evening. In the house.
I think you're strong enough now to take these gentlemen inside and show them to the phone. I'm going to stay out here for a while and speak to the birds.
Yes, Nina. This way, please.
Now go along, McGraw. I'll be with you in a minute.
Okay, I'll put the call through.
Are you staying behind just to watch me?
In a way, yes.
You're a fool.
Well, maybe I am. But these birds you've collected fascinate me. Especially the gaily colored ones which were brought over from the Orient.
Oh, are you a fancier?
In a manner of speaking. At least I know that the creature with the yellow bill and the green eyes is a very rare species. I had to write a story about it once.
Indeed?
Yes. It's found only in certain parts of India.
What if it is?
You've been to India, haven't you?
Never.
You're lying.
I'm not accustomed to being spoken to like this.
But you are accustomed to lying. Only that alibi about not being out of the house tonight won't stand up.
Won't it?
No. That dress you're wearing is torn. And the piece that's missing from it is in my pocket. I found it out there on the cliff, near a metal ring and a bit of silk.
Now you're lying.
I have the evidence right here in my hand.
Give it to me.
Not so fast. Let go of my hand. Let go.
Open it. Open it. Or I'll dig my nails into you.
Wait a minute. Wait. I'll open it. There.
I knew you were lying. There's nothing in it.
No, of course not. But I found out what I wanted to know. For a woman, your hands are abnormally strong.
So now it's your turn to watch me and follow me around, huh, Mr. McGraw?
Oh, not necessarily.
Your friend must think I intend to run off before the police arrive. But he's wrong. I have nothing to fear from the police.
Of course not.
Don't stand there and grin at me. I'm cold and miserable. If you had any manners, you'd take off your coat and offer it to me before I freeze to death.
You can have my coat.
Here, thank you.
Wait a minute. Where are you going?
Back to the house. There's a police car there now.
Well, good. I'll go back with you.
Just a moment.
What's the matter?
My watch. I've lost my watch somewhere along the path.
Who are you kidding? I just saw you throw it over in the grass. Here it is, right over here. What's the devil? Where'd she go to? Where'd she... Oh! Stop! No! Stop! On! Pushing me up! Good!
Sorry to see McGraw go like that. He was such a nice boy. But, you know, it's his own fault in a way. He never should have tried that jump without a parachute. He may hurt himself someday, like the fellow who, when shaving, gives himself a good case of razor burn.
Men, when you torture your face with razor burn, don't just blame your razor blade. Instead, try Palmolive Brushless. That smooth, easy to spread, won't clog your razor shave cream. You see, Palmolive Brushless literally lubricates your skin, so your razor just glides along without tugging, scratching, or scraping. Yes, mister, even the toughest beards lie down and wilt when you use Palmolive Brushless. And your face is cool, comfortable, not drawn or dry. So why don't you quit bothering with a shaving brush and try Palmolive Brushless? You buy Palmolive Brushless in the big money-saving Victory jar, and we'll guarantee you a clean, comfortable shave every time. And we know you'll sing goodbye forever to painful razor burn.
Let's get back to Nina and that beautiful Indian rope trick. After that double-header killing, Nina was picked up by the police and put in jail on suspicion of murder. But the case against her was still pretty slim, and when Barnes went down to his cell to get her story for his paper.
You seem very confident for a woman who has so little time left to live.
You're meddling, Mr. Barnes. In something that doesn't concern you.
No, it does concern me. McGraw was a good friend of mine.
I'm warning you not to interfere, Mr. Barnes. You'll regret it if you do.
You'll regret it more. I have everything to gain and nothing to lose.
Nothing but your life.
Yeah, what about yours?
They'll never convict me.
Don't be so sure.
I'm innocent. They can't even keep me here another 24 hours.
So your lawyers are going to spring you, huh?
I have influential friends, Mr. Barnes. And when I'm free, I want to be left alone. You understand?
You don't frighten me, Miss Kohler. I'll get the goods on you if it's the last thing I ever do.
If you try, it will be the last thing you ever do.
Miss Kohler, the sister's here.
Oh, thank you.
Nina, you're free. You're free, darling.
Yes, I know. George told me he was getting out a writ. You see, Mr. Barnes, I have influential people.
Well, they won't always be able to help you.
No? Come along, Carolyn. I have so much to tell you.
Yes, dear. Mr. Barnes, you've got to help me.
What?
It's a matter of life and death. Come to the house tonight at 10 o'clock. I'll be feeding the birds in the aviary.
Right.
Carolyn, what are you doing?
I'm coming, Nina. I'm coming.
Miss Kohler. Miss Kohler.
Oh, Mr. Barnes, thank heaven you're here. I was afraid you wouldn't come.
Well, you said it was a matter of life and death.
It is. It is. My sister's been lying to the police, and she's made me lie for her, too.
What do you mean?
Well, that night you were here, that night Michael was killed, she told you she was in the house with me all evening, but she wasn't. She was out with him, walking through the park.
Why didn't you tell the police?
I couldn't. I was afraid of what she might do to me. You don't know her, Mr. Barnes. She'd kill me if she thought I was telling you this. But I've got to tell somebody. I've just got to.
Wait a minute, kid. Get hold of yourself. There. The night this fellow Michael was killed, your sister made you say that she was home with you all evening.
Yes, that's right.
Did she tell you why she wanted you to lie for her?
Yes. I don't believe her. She said she had nothing to do with Michael's death, but there was no way of proving her innocence. She was afraid that police might convict her on circumstantial evidence if I didn't give her an alibi.
I see. One more question, Miss Kohler. You've been to India, haven't you?
Yes, we lived there a number of years.
I thought so. When I saw that bird with the yellow bill and the green... Well, by the way, where is that bird? I don't see it.
It's gone. The cage is empty.
Your sister must have taken it away.
I had to, Mr.
Huh?
Barnes. He was dead.
Oh, Nina.
Why are you so frightened, Carolyn? Have you been talking out of school?
Oh, no.
What have you told him?
Nothing. I haven't said a word.
You're lying. Go into the house, Carolyn.
Just a moment.
Are you meddling again, Mr. Barnes?
I'm more than meddling. I'm going to protect the state's key witness in its case against you.
So you have told him?
Yes, I told him everything. I don't care what you do to me. I don't care.
Be quiet. Be quiet, I say.
How long do you think you can keep this up, Miss Kohler? Aren't 5 cold-blooded murders enough for you?
You're a fool, Barnes.
Phone the police, Carolyn. Hurry. I'll keep her here until they arrive.
Carolyn, don't you dare.
Phone the police, I tell you. She'll kill you if you don't.
Yes, I'll call him.
Carolyn, come back here.
The jig's just about up, Miss Kohler.
You think you're clever, don't you?
Not especially. But I know who committed those murders.
You don't. You're wrong, Mr. Barnes. I can prove that you're wrong.
You're wasting your breath.
But I'm innocent, I tell you. And I can prove it if you give me half a chance.
What chance did you give McGraw?
I wasn't anywhere near McGraw when he was killed. And Michael was my best friend.
Yeah, tell that to the cops.
Give me a break, Mr. Barnes. I'll admit I was with Michael that night he was killed, but I didn't do it. I couldn't have done it.
You couldn't have done it.
No. I'll show you why if you let me go back to the place where it happened.
What do you think I am?
I think you're a gentleman, Mr. Barnes. And I know you want to find out who murdered your friend. But you never will find out if they convict me. You'll never find the real murderer. Won't you believe me? Won't you give me this one last chance?
I don't know.
Please, let me prove that you're wrong.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Back to the edge of the cliff. Michael and I were standing just about here, Mr. Bond.
Yes, go on.
We were talking about the mysterious murders that had taken place on these bluffs overlooking the harbor. We were joking about the fact that I was a woman dressed in white.
You're in white again tonight, Miss Kohler.
Yes, it's my favorite color.
I see.
We stood here for a while, and then the cold air chilled me, so I asked Michael for his coat. May I have your coat, please, Mr. Bond?
What's the idea?
I want to show you what happened.
Well, do you have to be that graphic?
Yes, it's important. The details are terribly important.
All right, you can have my coat. But I'm warning you, Miss Kohler. I know the game. Slipping a silk noose over a man's neck is done more easily when his coat's off. That's why all the victims were found in their shirt sleeves.
But Michael was the only one I knew. I couldn't possibly have had a motive for killing the others. They're complete strangers to me.
That's not much of a defense. Psychopathic murderers often kill without a motive. They do it for the thrill it gives them, whether they know their victims or not. All right, continue with your story, Miss Kohler.
Well, after I put on Michael's coat, I started toward the house.
Yes?
And then I missed my bag.
Yes?
I guess I left it near the edge in this, over there somewhere beside that rock. Good heavens.
What's the matter?
Isn't that another bag over there?
Where?
Beside the rock. Get it, Mr. Barnes, and bring it here.
What?
Bring it here.
Oh, no, you bring it here.
Oh, all right. If you're that frightened of me, I will. Just an ordinary bag. I don't know why you were afraid of picking it up. Nothing could have... Oh, my neck! I knew you couldn't resist another victim, Mr. Barnes. But you forgot about my strong hands and this coat I borrowed from you. You should have known better than to try that trick while I still had it on.
There are other ways of committing murder, Miss Kohler.
And I'm sure a psychopathic killer like yourself knows most of them.
Yes, I do.
Stay where you are.
You're smarter than I thought, Miss Kohler. I never dreamed that you'd find a gun in that bag.
That was the chief's idea. You underrated our police force, Barnes. We've suspected you for some time. We couldn't get the goods on you till tonight.
We?
Yes. Didn't you know there were women detectives? My sister and I have been leading you on ever since you killed Michael.
And all the time I was figuring I could pin the rap on you.
That Barnes boy gave me the willies. And that, of course, leads to the gimmies. Well, look here. Here's Flat Top with the wanties.
I want lots of lather. I want lots of lather.
Okay, you men who use a brush when you shave, you want lots of lather. And you'll get lots of lather simply by using Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream. For an honest whisker wilter, millions of men prefer it. In fact, more men use Palmolive than any other lather shaving cream. Here's why. First, Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream gives lots and lots of lather. He-Man lather with millions of moist bubbles to blitz your beard. Second, Palmolive Lather lubricates your razor, speeds your shave, and leaves your skin smooth, cool, comfortable. So, if you're a lather and brush user and want to avoid razor burn, get Palmolive Lather for a smooth, easy shave that you'll whistle your way through. Get Palmolive Lather Shaving Cream knowing it's going to leave your skin smooth, your face clean and comfortable, or your money back.
Well, it's time to fold up the ghosts now, those little folds, and put them back in the closet with the family skeleton, which is something. But remember, the next time you're out in the park on a foggy night, keep your shirt on. And keep your coat on, too. Although silent hands are liable to give you a pain in the neck. By the way, this month's Inner Sanctum Mystery is Said the Spider to the Fly by Richard Shattuck. Well, if there's no more business to scare up, I guess I'll turn on the darkness. Thanks. So, until next week, when Palmolive Brushless and Palmolive Lather Shaving Creams bring you another Inner Sanctum Mystery. Good night. Pleasant dreams.